Good evening, baseball fans. How you doing? Welcome to the first edition of the Power Rankings for this season. Let's get to it. And what is going on, baseball fans? How you doing? I got to update that intro, honestly. Goodness gracious. I was trying to do it today, and I just ran out of time. I had to get my notes together for the first ever Power Rankings. How are you doing, everyone? Or for the first ever for this season. Hello. How you doing? Hello. Man, I am running a little behind. I was going to start at 9, and I just got really caught up with just everything going on. What's going on, everyone? How are we doing? Hello. A lot of familiar faces. What's going on? Majestical Chicken, what a name. That is amazing. Jacob Toon, hello. Bug Bean, what's going on? Principal McVicker, hello. Damien, hello. Lee G, Hirsch for real. Nicky, what's going on, my friend? How you doing? Danny, Ray Neal, Damien, Orlando, King Yellowman, what's going on? How you doing? Gregory, hello. Frank C, Big Wheeze, what's going on, everyone? How are we doing? Hello to everyone that is here. Welcome to the first Power Rankings for this season. I'm going to be honest with all of you. It still feels a little early to do Power Rankings. I probably could have even held off another week, maybe even 2. It's just so early. So please take these with a grain of salt. It's way too early to be honest. I think it's too early to be doing Power Rankings, but we all love Power Rankings. And you know what? Why not just go ahead and get started with them? But yeah, really, take these with a grain of salt. These could look completely different next week. I mean, the team that I have in the number 1 spot, who knows? They could be in the number 5 spot next week. We don't even know. The team that's number 25 right now, they could be maybe in the top 15 next week. You don't know. It's just too early. But the way I'm doing my Power Rankings, I'm looking at all the numbers. I'm going with a bit of a personal feel, kind of looking at how they've been doing the last few games, how they did the past week, but really I'm relying on the numbers. I'm looking at the offense. I'm looking at the starting pitching. I'm looking at the bullpen. I'm looking at the defense. I'm looking at, are they on a win streak? Are they on a losing streak? I'm looking at all of it. To try and make it as fair as possible. Their Power Rankings, there's always going to be someone that disagrees with something. There's always going to be someone that's in the chat and they're thinking, no way, my team needs to be up higher on this list. And hey, I can only do what I can. If I don't make you happy, well, I don't know what to tell you. Go have a sandwich or something. But I will tell you, my Red Sox don't rank very well on this list. As always, I can have my giraffe neck Robbie moments, but with this channel, I'm always down the middle as much as I can. So, but before I do get started, if you are new, hit that subscribe button. Lately, it's been a little dead in the streams, but I'm seeing over 100 people to start things off. So welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us for the first episode of Power Rankings this year. Hey, to try and help get some more people in here, hit that like button. It's going to help it out for the algorithm. Hit the bell notification. Hit the share, or share it on Twitter. Share it on Instagram. Go on Facebook. Go share it there too. Go do what you got to do. Get it out there. But really, do hit that like button. I want to get to 100 likes tonight. So please, hit that like button. Also, everyone, we have a couple of partnerships. If you want to go check out a game this year, I just went to a game this past weekend, so I'll go talk about that here in a little bit. But if you're looking to go to a game and you have yet to use SeatGeek, hey, first time purchase on SeatGeek, use my code HIDE. You get $20 off your first purchase. I have used SeatGeek before. I have found a couple of pretty good deals on there. So definitely give it a try. I think it could be worth it. Also, we are partners with Prize Picks. If you like FanDuel, if you like DraftKings, I really think you should give Prize Picks a chance. You play against the system on Prize Picks. You do over and unders. So you're going mainly against the computer. There's different categories. You can do home runs. You can do strikeouts, whatever it may be. Just go on Prize Picks, and if you use my code GINGER, they will match your deposit. Whether you deposit, I don't know, $10, 20, 30, they will match it 100%, and that's pretty nice. I've actually won a few bucks on Prize Picks so far. So, everyone, let's get to it here. Let's not waste any more time. I'm seeing 107 people in the chat. I think that's a nice place to get started. So again, like I said, I'm really going off the numbers. I'm going off pretty much everything that I see on Fangraphs. And also just remember, Fangraphs, they usually take a little bit to update with their numbers. So I'm going mainly off of the numbers coming into today, but then I also look at what the teams did today. And I kind of see, whether or not, what they did today helps them move up or down. So really, I'm kind of using just the whole week coming into this point, as well as the whole year. All right, so this is what I did last year, and I'm going to keep doing the same thing. So teams that are 26 through 30, they go down here on the bottom, and then we will go tier by tier by tier by tier until we get to number 1. So, and also, like I said, I'm really just using the numbers on Fangraphs. I'm looking at where these teams rank, whether if it's the offense. I'm also looking at the fielding as well. I'm looking at the starting pitching. I'm looking at the bullpens. I'm looking at all the numbers, really. And I'm kind of also just looking at how have the teams, been doing lately? Are they on a win streak? How are they doing? So here we go. I'm just going to start off with a pretty simple one here. I got all my notes ready right here. And here we go. I think we all know who's going to be starting off at number 30. I had some hopes for this team, possibly. Maybe they could have been like the Moneyball A's, but they have severely disappointed me, and that's the Cincinnati Reds. I mean, they're just off to it's horrible. Horrible. An 11-game losing streak. They just broke it today. Nick Lodolo did look pretty good today, though. He did look pretty good. But as for the Reds, when it comes to all the Fangraph numbers, their best ranking is in defense, and that's 16th overall. Everything else, they're ranking near the bottom. Just an absolutely abysmal start for the Cincinnati Reds. I mean, hey, good for them for getting a win today. Lodolo did look pretty good. But I guess there's this whole thing going on where people are wearing paper bags, and the people that are working there are having these people take the paper bags off of their head. So I don't know what's going on with that, but I was kind of hoping maybe Cincinnati could end up doing maybe like some kind of like a miracle sort of a season. I don't know. I liked some of the guys they brought in, but I guess it's just not going to work out. So either way, Cincinnati, I'm sorry, man. It's crazy because Cincinnati was around here last year. Cincinnati was pretty up and down last year, but they weren't anywhere near here. So pretty sad to see. I'm sorry, Reds fans. Got to start off number 30 for the Reds. Coming in at number 29, I have the Washington Nationals. They've lost 5 in a row. They got swept by the Giants. There's just not a whole lot going on with the Nationals. Pitching is just not looking good. Josh Bell is looking pretty good. I wonder if he could be a trade candidate this year. Very possible. Juan Soto's doing okay. He's got right around a 900 OPS. Other than that, though, there's just not a whole lot going on with the Nationals. Giants took care of business against them in the past series, so I'm going number 29 with the Nationals. Just no energy here. Corbin. Actually, let me go pull up Corbin really quick. Looking up Corbin. Let's go take a look at the pitching. Starters. What is Corbin doing, dude? Yeah, Corbin, I don't know, man. What a terrible contract this is. He looked pretty good that first year, but my goodness. I mean, the FIP is better. It's a 4.48 FIP. So compared to the 11 ERA. So, but he's just walking a whole ton of guys, 7 walks per 9. Just miserable for the Nationals right now. I mean, Josiah Gray looks okay. Fetty looks all right. I mean, this is nothing going on. You know, Strasburg, who knows when he's coming back? I don't know, man. I got to go number 29 for the Nationals. Coming in, I actually had a bit of a tough one a little bit. And you know what? I wanted to put this team a little higher, but I just couldn't. They gave up. They lost by a football score yesterday, 21-0 to the Cubs. They did take the series. I know, but they also got swept by the Brewers this past week. So I will give them some credit for winning the series against the Cubs, but oh my God, he gave up 21 runs in a game. Good grief. Honestly, I thought about putting them a little higher because they did win the series against the Cubs. So, I mean, really at the end of the day, yeah, you gave up 21 runs in a game. You didn't even score, but you won the series. So, but they got swept by the Brewers this past week. They don't rank very well really in any category other than the bullpens. If we go take a look over here, when it comes to relief pitching, Pittsburgh actually is not too bad. They're ranking 17th overall. Their bullpen has a 3.63 FIP. Bednar is off to a pretty nice start this year. He, I don't know if anyone saw that today. They were going through the high fives at the end of the game, and he was just saying, F the Cubs, F the Cubs, F the Cubs. And, yeah, so Pittsburgh bullpen is looking pretty good. So I will give them some credit there, along with winning the series against the Cubs. But when it comes to offense, defense, starting pitching, they're just not ranking really well. They rank near the bottom in all of those categories. So, hey, good for them for winning that series. But, yeah, 27 for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Coming in next, we have the Arizona Diamondbacks. They were right here in this tier. They were always right around here, right at the bottom. But hey, you know what? They're getting closer to the top of this tier. And you know, the Diamondbacks, there's actually some things about this team. They're looking all right. You know, Bumgarner actually looked okay today. Gallen has looked pretty good. Merrill Kelly has actually looked pretty good. So they're not doing too bad. You know, they split with the Astros this past week, lost 2 out of 3 to the Mets, though. You know, I don't know how far this Diamondbacks team is going to go. They're 6-10 currently. We're going to have to, I don't know. I wonder if I feel like this Diamondbacks team could end up having a bit of a run in there because there are some pretty good players on this team, and the starting pitching has looked pretty good as of late. So I'll keep that in mind. And also Seth Beer. OPS near 1,000, a 993 OPS coming into today. So Diamondbacks are here right now because they aren't really ranking very well when you look at the offensive numbers. Arizona 27th in the offense. If we're taking a look at the fielding, they're 16th in fielding. They do have 3 defensive runs saved, so that's pretty good. Like I said, I was talking about their starting pitching. It's been doing better lately. They're 18th overall on the year. And you know what? Let me actually pull up how have they been doing this past week. Here we go. 18th to the 24th. I feel like they are ranking pretty well. Yeah, they're 2nd overall this past week. So be on the lookout for the Diamondbacks because their pitching is looking pretty good. If you got Gallen and Bumgarner and Kelly going for you and they're making their starts, I'm just going to say, look out for the Diamondbacks. This could be a team that has a bit of a run. But other than that, when you're taking a look at the bullpens with Arizona, you know, 26 overall, they're going to have to get a little more done out in that bullpen. They're not striking out a lot of guys, 6 strikeouts per 9. So bullpen is going to have to step it up a bit. But, you know, other than that, and then when you're taking a look at the offense, Arizona's offense, 27th overall, a negative 10.9 offense. They're hitting 190 as a team. Like I said, Seth Beer's doing pretty good. You know, Christian Walker, he had a home run today, a big home run, I think around 470 feet today. So, you know, but I'm going to say keep an eye out for the Diamondbacks. They got some starting pitching that's been working lately. So keep an eye out for the Diamondbacks. You know, I wanted to actually I was struggling. I'll be honest. I kind of struggled with this bottom tier a little bit. But rounding out the bottom tier, I do have the Texas Rangers coming in at number 25. Their only saving grace is they are scoring a ton of runs. They are really hitting the ball very well. They rank 12th overall in offense so far this year. But that's pretty much it. They're just getting really no pitching. Martin Perez is actually looking pretty good. Martin Perez started well last year in the first half of the Red Sox, so I'm wondering how much longer he's going to keep that going, but he's the only thing working in that rotation right now. But they are getting some pretty good offense, and surprisingly enough, it's not actually coming from Corey Seager and Marcus Semien. If you take a look, guys like, Jonah Heim, he's only played 7 games, but he's off to a really good start. Nate Lowe is off to a really nice start. Solak is hitting pretty decently. Seager's playing some good defense out there, but they're getting some bats going. They got some RBIs coming in from these guys, like Brad Miller has 8 RBIs. Seager, while he's not doing a lot with on base and slugging, he does have 8 RBIs. So the Rangers are definitely hitting. They're just not pitching. They're giving up a ton of runs, and that's why when you look at their run differential, they're only at a -7 run differential, but they're giving up a ton of runs. So I'm kind of giving them a bit of a bit of a break just because that offense is scoring some runs. But other than that, there's not a whole lot going on. So, hey, who knows what this offense could look like once Seager and Semien start to get locked in. So that rounds out the bottom tier. So let's move on to the next tier. Coming in at number 25, I have the Kansas City Royals. Lost in extras today to the Mariners, ended up getting swept. They lost 2 out of 3 to the Twins. So not a great week for the Kansas City Royals. They're 5-8 overall on the year. But one thing I do want to mention about the Kansas City Royals is they're playing some pretty good defense. They rank 5th overall in defense right now. So, granted, they do have -10 defensive runs saved. They're doing pretty well when it comes to everything else. So, outs above average, they're doing decently there. 3 outs above average there. But they're getting some decent production from the throwing arms out there, so definitely keep an eye out for that. But overall, hey, Kansas City, despite the -10, you are seeing some negatives here, but they're making up for it in some other areas, and hey, their defense is actually doing pretty good. But other than that, actually, hold on, sorry, I almost completely skipped over this, but their bullpen also looks really good. Taking a look here, they rank 6th overall when it comes to relief pitching. They have a 2.76 FIP, 10 strikeouts per 9. They're doing really well at keeping the ball in the yard, especially in Kansas City. You're not gonna see a whole lot of home runs out there. You're gonna see more extra base hits, not really home runs. So, but Kansas City, they're doing well on defense in some areas. In some areas they're not, but and the bullpen is doing really well. Other than that, there's just not a whole lot going on with the offense and the starting pitching. However, I do want to mention with the offense here, let's take a look here at the offense. They aren't ranking very well overall, but they are getting some guys that are really producing. And an old friend, Andrew Benintendi, off to a great start. Taking a look here, hitting .375, .423 on base percentage, .479 slugging. I wonder if he could end up being a trade candidate. I wonder. I could see maybe some teams maybe making a call about him. Maybe even someone like Salvador Perez as well. He's got 5 home runs. I believe that ties him for, 3rd? He's tied for 2nd in home runs. So, hey, Salvador Perez, let's see if he can get 73 home runs this year. Brad Keller, also off to a pretty good start when it comes to the starting pitching. If you take a look at Kansas City starting pitching, not a whole lot going on. They're 20th overall, but they do have a 3.94 FIP. But look at the strikeouts per 9 with Kansas City. They're not striking out anyone. 3.43 strikeouts per 9. Are you kidding me? They're not striking anyone out. But Brad Keller, he's off to a pretty nice start. Zach Greinke's actually doing really well. Him and Keller got 3 starts each. But other than that, those are the only 2 guys that are really doing anything right now. So Brady Singer has yet to make a start this year, so we'll have to wait and see on him. But, overall, there's good things about this Royals team, but there's some not so good things also. I think they could end up going on a run. We'll have to wait and see, especially with how this AL Central is looking. I mean, we'll talk about the White Sox in just a little bit. We might actually see the White Sox pretty soon on this list. But the AL Central right now, it's looking a little wackadoodle out there. So we're going to have to wait and see. What's going on here? Kyle Schwarber flips out at umpire. What the heck happened with Kyle Schwarber? Oh, he got ejected. Oh, my God. I got to see that. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. I haven't been watching the game because I was getting ready for the stream. Okay, coming in number 24, let's give some love for the Baltimore Orioles. The Baltimore Orioles, kind of like the Royals, they're not very good in some areas, but they're doing pretty good in other areas. They lost today, but they did win 2 out of 3 against the Angels. Mancini and Hayes went deep today, so that's pretty nice to see. But they did lose 3 out of 4 to the A's this past week. However, what gets them pretty high on this list, let's go take a look here at the relief pitching. Guess who has the best bullpen in Major League Baseball right now? The Baltimore Orioles have the best bullpen in Major League Baseball right now. They are doing fantastic out there. Look at these numbers. 9 strikeouts per 9, 2.5 walks per 9, under a half a home run per 9, 2.54 FIP, 2.86 xFIP. I mean, I got a really solid bullpen, man. Sad news with John Means getting Tommy John. He's been having some issues with the arm, so it kind of just felt like it was just inevitable. So, John Means, we'll end up hopefully seeing him. It's April now, so second half of next year. So, hey, maybe this could end up being maybe a little Grayson Rodriguez maybe comes up soon. Maybe DL Hall. How is Grayson Rodriguez doing right now? I have not been keeping up with the minor league numbers too much. According to Rotoballer, he continues to impress. I would imagine with John Means going on the IL with Tommy John, I would imagine Grayson Rodriguez, it's only a matter of time before we see him. So it looks like he pitched on Wednesday, went 5 1/3, struck out 8. I mean, come on. This has to be where Grayson Rodriguez gets the call. I mean, right? You're not going to have John Means. I mean, why waste innings down in the minor leagues? You might as well just get him some experience up in the major leagues. I don't see, why keep him there. So I think you're going to see Grayson Rodriguez really soon, especially with John Means going on the IL. Mullins is off to a pretty slow start. However, speaking of starting pitching, let me actually pull up here some Baltimore Orioles starting pitching. Zimmerman is off to a really nice start. 3 starts, 1.20 ERA, 2.82 FIP, a 9.6 strikeout per 9. I mean, that's really solid, man. He's definitely having himself a pretty nice season there. Jordan Lyles is doing okay. But, when you're looking at these other guys, like I said, it's only a matter of time before you see Rodriguez. DL Hall as well. I would imagine he's going to get called up soon. So there's some nice things about the Orioles. But, again, it is that bullpen that's doing extremely well. Let's give some love for Jorge Lopez. He's doing really good. 4 saves so far through 8 games, a 1.53 FIP, 14 strikeouts per 9. The walks are a little high, but whatever. Jorge Lopez, he's off to a fantastic start with the Orioles, so keep an eye out for him. Coming in at number 23, I cannot believe, and again, this is kind of what I was talking about when we started the power rankings earlier. This is this week, so please take this with a grain of salt. Please. This could be extremely different next week. I'm going to tell you that right now. I'm going by the numbers really a lot right now because, it's early. But coming in next, I got the Chicago White Sox. Who would have thought? They're playing horrible. They've lost 7 straight games. They have the longest losing streak in baseball right now. They're 2-8 in their last 10. They have a negative 18 run differential. Everyone's hurt. Eloy Jimenez, he's going to be out for what looks like a couple of months. Luis Robert, however you pronounce it. I keep hearing all these different pronunciations. Robert, I don't know. I think I heard Robert last time. But, they're just hurt, man. Lucas Giolito did come back today. He did strike out 9, so that was pretty nice. But they just got a lot of injuries right now. Kopech does look pretty good. Give him some credit there. But the offense only ranks 21st right now. When you're looking at the defense, they're dead last in defense right now. Are you kidding me? The Chicago White Sox. Well, I mean, we're not gonna get anywhere with this. This is an abysmal defense right now. Are you kidding me? Taking a look at the starting pitching, they're 25th. I mean, looking at they do have a good bullpen that ranks 10th. So their bullpen is doing good. Kendall Graveman, but I mean, Liam Hendricks gave up the walk-off today to Byron Buxton. I mean, it's just not a good-looking team right now. I'm sorry. Like, if I'm offending some White Sox fans here, I'm just going by the numbers here. I mean, they're just looking really bad. They're hurt. King Yellowman, Lou Bob. Is that what I'm gonna call Luis Robert now? Lou Bob. I'll call him Lou Bob. Let's just call him Bob. Can we just call Luis Robert Bob? I think Lou Bob can work. I'll do that. Here we go. But yeah, the White Sox, they're off to a shaky start. I do think once they start getting some players back, they'll hit their stride eventually, but definitely not what I saw the White Sox doing here. So, got to keep an eye out for the White Sox. I'm sure they'll turn things around. So, coming in number 22, they are playing right now. Hold on. Yeah, Philadelphia, man, they haven't really. Oh, is that game over now? Oh, they just lost. Okay, so Brewers getting a tight win. They scored a run in the 9th. What the heck ended up happening in the 9th here? A sac fly. Wow. Okay. So did Schwarber get ejected in the end? Oh, hold on. Man, what the? Where is the? Is there a video? Wow, Eric Lauer struck out 13? Are you kidding me? Wow. Man, what a start for him, man. But, yeah. Oh, do I got the music on? Hold on a second. Let me put this music on. Oh, I thought I had the music on. I'm sorry, everyone. There we go. There's the music. But yeah, coming in next, we got the Phillies, especially after that loss tonight. That's the one thing with the power rankings is there's usually a game on Sunday night. So I try to hopefully hold off as long as I can, until that game's over because, that maybe another win can help bump them up. But right now I have the Phillies at number 22. When you look at the numbers, with Philly, the offense, if we're looking at the offense here, where are they at? They do have a pretty good offense right now. They're 7th overall when it comes to the offense. If we're looking at their defense, they're actually doing okay when it comes to defense. 10th overall right now when it comes to the defense. And the starting pitching is actually 8th. They're just not getting it done with the bullpen. What do you know with the Phillies bullpen? 24th overall. They're just not getting this done. I don't know what it is with Philly, man. It's weird because they rank pretty well when it comes to some of these numbers. But when you look at the wins and losses, they're just not coming in right now. They're 3-7 in their last 10. I think this really could change very, very quickly. Very quickly. Because they rank well in offense, they rank well in defense. And who would have thought, especially with Alec Boehm, ever since Alec Boehm had that game, holy cow, this guy has been hitting like crazy. Let me actually pull up here. Has anyone seen what Alec Boehm is doing this year? Like, what in the... Hold on. Let me pull that up here. All right, so Boehm right now. Holy cow, he's hitting 393 with a 417 on base, 571 slugging. He's got 9 RBIs. I believe that's 2nd on the team. Man, give it up for Alec Boehm, huh? I mean, Johan Camargo, he's been playing a little bit. He's been doing pretty well. I think he started tonight, Johan Camargo, so taking advantage of his hot bat. Well, didn't really help them tonight. JT Realmuto, he continues to be solid on both sides of the ball. Castellanos, he's been hitting great. I just don't know what it is with this Phillies team. What is it? They got talent, they rank well in numbers, but it's like they're just, I mean, the bullpen is definitely not ranking well, but they rank well in offense, defense, starting pitching. They obviously had some great pitching tonight from Aaron Nola. So it's like, why are these not translating to wins? I don't know. I don't really get it. I mean, the bullpen's definitely not helping at all. Harper is off to a slow start, so that would be nice once he can pick up the pace. But they're really going to have to... Actually, you know what? Let me actually... Hold on. I might have made a mistake on... Did I make a mistake? No, Philly is 8th in starting pitching. So, but again, the bullpen is just not ranking well. So, this is really just going off of how they're performing in the wins and losses. They're just not winning games. So, they're just going to have to figure this out. I do think eventually they're going to get it going. So, but for right now, I have Philly coming in at number 22. Coming in at number 21. At number 21, we got the Detroit Tigers. Miguel Cabrera, Mr. 3000, getting his 3000th hit. Great moment, Miguel Cabrera. I feel like, it might sound weird, but I feel like Miguel Cabrera is like one of the most underrated great players. If you know what I mean, does that make sense? Like, I feel like when you look at, some of the greatest hitters of all time, you don't ever think of, like, I don't know, like, I know people know of Miguel Cabrera, and I definitely think there's a lot of people that consider Miguel Cabrera one of the best hitters of all time. I do. But I don't know why his name just doesn't come up more often when it comes to those kind of conversations. He's so good. But I don't know. Anyway, 3,000 hits for Miguel Cabrera. That was a great moment. As for the Tigers this week, they lost 2 out of 3 to the Yankees and the Rockies. Gotta say, Torkelson, he's doing all right this year. He is driving in some guys. If we take a look at Detroit's offense overall, they rank 20th, but they are getting some guys contributing. Austin Meadows, he's off to a really good start with his new team. Torkelson, he's only hitting .214, but he has a .353 on base. He's got 3 home runs. So, I think Torkelson, once he just gets more accustomed to major league pitching, I think this is a guy, he's going to really get it going. Javier Baez was activated today. He was having some problems with the thumb. They're ranking decently with pitching. That's one thing. The offense doesn't rank great. Actually, with the defense. Where are they ranking the defense? They're only ranked 28th with the defense, so that's going to have to improve. But if we take a look at the starting pitching, they are, where are they at? They're 13th overall when it comes to starting pitching. And if we look at the bullpen, they're 6th overall. So they're not really hitting a lot, but they're pitching well. So you got to love that. And when it comes to these starting pitchers, these young guys, they're really stepping up, man. You got to love it. You got to love it. So looking here, Skubal, he's been really good so far. I feel like I can never remember how to say his name. Skubal, 2.30 ERA, 1.24 FIP. Hey, Pineda, he had a pretty nice start the other day. Manning, actually, was something going on with Manning? I feel like he was going through something. He had a shoulder thing, that's right. So he threw a bullpen on Saturday. I guess that went pretty well. But yeah, we want Casey Mize to start doing a little bit more. Eduardo Rodriguez, old friend, want to start seeing him doing a little bit more. But they're getting some decent starting pitching. But the bullpen is really, it is looking pretty good. Fulmer's looking really good out there. Joe Jimenez is looking good. Drew Hutchinson, Barnes. I mean, look at these great numbers all across the board. And great numbers overall. These guys are really contributing out in that bullpen. But, they're just, they're not really translating it right now to a whole bunch of wins. They have a -5 run differential right now. Just the offense just really isn't doing all that much. Only 53 runs scored on the year so far. They gotta start picking up the pace when it comes to scoring some runs. So I think they can get hot eventually. Look out for this Tigers team, but they round out the next tier for me. Here we go. Moving on to the next tier. I got to start it off with my Red Sox coming in at number 20. Went to the game this past Saturday. Wow. What a game. I mean, that was probably... That'll probably end up being one of the best games I ever see. I mean, I saw a no-hitter through 9 innings. Yeah, I know they didn't, get the official no-hitter because it went extra innings. But what a game that was. What a game. And it was so quick. It was so quick. Whenever I've gone to Red Sox Rays games at Tropicana Field, they tend to move a little slow. That's just the nature of the two teams, but no one could hit. Like, no one was doing anything. The thing with the Red Sox, while they did get no hit through 9 innings, they were working the counts pretty well. They were making the pitchers on the Rays work. They drew a lot. I think they drew about 4 walks or 5 walks overall. They came alive there in the extras. In the 10th inning, Bobby Dahlback with the triple. And I'm thinking, all right, man, wow, that's going to be the narrative of this game. They just got no hit through 9, and then they ended up pulling it out. And then Kevin Kiermaier just completely broke me. I've seen a lot of moments that have been just a gut punch. That was definitely one of them. That was a gut punch for sure. This is where I knew. I started getting worried when Hansel Robles balked. When he balked, I could tell it rattled him. He like put his hands up like, what? What are you talking about? And then you could kind of feel the energy sort of go towards the Rays. It was such a weird thing. Man, that was I gotta say, as a baseball fan, that was one of the best games I've ever seen. No doubt, it was an amazing game. No hitter. I can take it to the grave that I saw a no hitter. Yeah, it was through. It was a 9-inning no hitter. It didn't end up being an official no hitter, but hey, I saw a 9-inning no hitter, so I'll take it. But hey, overall, my Red Sox, they just couldn't get it done. And to be honest with you, I feel like that is what this Red Sox team kind of is. I just don't feel anything with this team. There's the offense hasn't come to life yet. The starting pitching is up and down. The bullpen has been pretty good. I got to give it to the Red Sox when it comes to the bullpen. They have been performing well. It feels like they have a lot of options out there. It feels like they have more options now than they did last year. It feels like they have more versatility in that bullpen, and I do like that. They got all these different kind of guys that you can turn to. Garrett Whitlock looked fantastic yesterday. Or not yesterday. Or was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. He looked amazing. 7 strikeouts through 4 innings. I'm wondering, man. Can we just put Whitlock in the rotation? It's like, why not? I mean, unless they feel like he is just better suited at this point for a bullpen role. But I honestly think that's probably what they're just going to keep doing with Whitlock, because he can kind of just do anything. You don't really need to plug him into one spot, He can come out of the bullpen. He can come out of the rotation. That's the beauty of Whitlock right now. So, but whatever position you put, whatever spot you put him in, he performs. So, I think Whitlock, this is a guy that's, he's special, man. He's special. But the offense is up and down. The starting pitching is up and down. It's kind of thin. Hal Kaz looked pretty good. Rich Hill is, he's okay. Pivetta has been absolutely miserable. Evaldi's kind of not really been there so far this year. Again, the offense, it's not really there. Xander is looking good. JD Martinez, he's dealing with a groin thing right now. It's just not a whole lot of energy coming from this Red Sox team. I just feel like they just haven't really hit their stride. And I feel like a lot of those, if you really look at the teams that went deep into the playoffs last year, minus the Dodgers, the Red Sox, the Astros, and the Braves, they're all off to kind of some sluggish starts. Like, they're not doing bad necessarily, but they are off to a bit of a slow start this year. The Dodgers, not necessarily, but the other 3 teams that were in the Final Four, they're off to slow starts. They're kind of up and down. But for me, I just feel like I got to put the Red Sox at 20. So any other Red Sox fans in the chat, let me know. Where do you think they should be? Definitely interested to see what you think. But I have the Red Sox at number 20. Coming in at number 19, I could see some people maybe not liking this very much. but I kind of wanted to just give a little more love, to some other teams that I feel like are performing a little bit better. Really quick, I'm getting some lag over on my end. I feel like the quality. Hold on a second. Let me see here. I'm looking at the quality of the stream right now, and it looking fuzzy, man. All right, no, it's looking all right now. Maybe it was just my iPad. So, sorry about that. Anyway, coming in at number 19, I have the Guardians. I really wanted to put them up higher. I just feel like, they just got swept, and some other teams, I feel like are just doing a little bit better when it comes to the numbers. When you're looking at the rankings with the offense, the defense, the starting pitching, the bullpens, and the Guardians, they're not ranking too well necessarily. If we go take a look at the offense, Cleveland is doing really well with their offense, so I'm going to give them some credit there. But a lot of that, it came in that first week and a half. They were really killing it, man. They were, but lately I feel like the offense has kind of died a little bit. If we're taking a look at the fielding with the Guardians, they rank 12th overall, so they're doing pretty well when it comes to that. If we're looking at the starting pitching, the Guardians overall, they rank 15th, so they're right in the middle there. But the bullpen has actually been not so hot. Cleveland's bullpen, 23rd overall. They're getting some pretty decent numbers. They're getting a 3.81 FIP. They're not getting a whole ton of strikeouts out there. So I wonder long term, how's that? They're going to keep that going. But with the FIP overall, when you look at where that ranks, it ranks 23rd overall, so there's definitely some better bullpens out here, but they're not a bad bullpen necessarily. I would like to see more strikeouts, but they are, when you look at all these other teams, they're giving up more home runs out of the bullpen than a lot of these other teams. So, but yeah, getting swept this past weekend by the Yankees. I want to address the Miles Straw incident. Listen, Yankee fans. Listen, my best friend is a Yankee fan, and I'm sitting there at the game with him yesterday at Tropicana Field, and he's been a Yankee fan his entire life, and he was saying to me, no, it's not acceptable. We can't be doing this. Yankee fans, it's good to have passion, it's good to have energy, but you can't do that. You can't do it. And anyone that's on Twitter, I've seen some Yankee fans that have a decent following on Twitter, and they're kind of like sticking up for the Yankee fans in that situation. I'm sorry, man. You're in the wrong. You're in the wrong. I'm not going to name any names, but there are some Yankee, some Twitter Yankee fans that are on Twitter, sitting there saying no, this is on Miles Straw. Like, what the heck is that guy doing? Did he have to climb up there, and start yelling at him? No, but he was sticking up for his player. He was sticking up for his teammate. You don't throw stuff onto the field. You can't do it. This happened last year with Alex Verdugo. You can't do it. Because here's the thing. I'm just saying, these guys are working. They are playing a game. They're playing a game. But this is their job. Think of it this way. Would you want someone to come start throwing bottles and trash at you while you're working? That's their job. This is their job. They're working day to day. So if you're a teacher or you work in a corporate office or wherever you may work, whoever's in the chat, wherever you may work, Yankee fans, that are sticking up for the Yankee fans in the stands, do you want trash being thrown on you? Do you want that? No, you wouldn't. I mean, come on, let's be honest. And I'm seeing one guy out in the stands. I'm like, are you this guy? This is a child-friendly show, so I'm not going to do what I saw this one fan doing. But he was putting up some kind of a symbol or whatever, calling Miles Straw the P word. I'm not going to say it on the channel because this is a child-friendly show. But, not saying a very nice thing to Miles Straw, and he was holding up, the symbol for it. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I'll give you the child-friendly version of what he was calling Miles Straw. He was calling him a wimp. Let's just say that. And I'm like, really? You're putting this you're putting this symbol up to Miles Straw with your hands or whatever, but you're sitting in the stands protected by all these people and obviously, the fence and everything. It's like, get out of here, you hypocrite. What the heck are you talking about? Yeah, it's just like, are you serious? Anyway, I just thought the whole thing was just stupid. You don't throw trash onto the field. And if you think you should throw trash onto the field, if you think that's a good thing to do, well then, how would you feel if people come to your work and start throwing trash on you? It's simple as that. Do you want bottles and beer being thrown on you while you're at work? No, you wouldn't. So, if you don't like what I say, eat my shorts. I don't care. So, as for the Guardians, they got swept by the Yankees. They did sweep the White Sox earlier this week. J-Ram, Jose Ramirez, he's off to a really good start. Quan, he's still looking really solid for the Guardians. You got to love it. But the bullpen, it's just not really there. It was one of the better bullpens last year. So I'm looking to see for the Guardians to start kind of picking up the pace a little bit with that bullpen. So didn't really perform very well against the Yankees yesterday. So that's something we're going to have to keep an eye on. But for right now, I'm going to go the Guardians at number 19. Coming in at number 18, we have the defending champions Atlanta Braves. Lost 2 out of 3 to the Marlins this past weekend. They are 15th in offense. They are 9th in starting pitching. And they are 13th in relief pitching. They're kind of just... They're having a hangover right now. It's the World Series hangover. They're kind of one of these teams that, like I said, deep into the playoffs last year, they're kind of not really firing on all cylinders, but there are a few players on the Atlanta Braves that are really hitting, man. Matt Olson, everyone was just going insane about Freddie Freeman leaving and them not bringing him back, but I'm not hearing anyone complaining now because Matt Olson is one of the best hitters in the game right now, hitting .373 with a .479 on base and a .610 slugging. Ozzie Albies has 6 home runs. Austin Riley went deep today. They're off to great starts. You need some of these other guys to start picking up the pace, though. Dansby Swanson only hitting .182. Darno is actually hitting pretty well, .311. Ozuna was off to a really good start. He's been struggling a little bit lately. You need Duvall to start hitting a little bit more. But yeah, the Braves offense just isn't fully clicking yet. They got some really good hitters here, but you're just you need these other guys to start picking up the pace. The starting pitching, I got to give some credit here for Kyle Wright. He's off to a really nice start this year. Let's go pull him up really quick. Here we go. Kyle Wright, man, look at what he's doing here. 3 starts, 0.73 FIP, almost 14 strikeouts per 9, no home runs allowed, 1 walk per 9. Kyle Wright is off to a really, really, really nice start. Nobody said anything. Oh, never mind. But yeah, Max Fried's off to a really good start, 1.53 FIP. Ian Anderson, you gotta see some better numbers from him. Morton's struggling a little bit. Huascar Noah, I think he was hurt. I think he was going through something. Oh, they sent him down. Oh, wow. They sent him down to AAA. Oh, interesting. I thought he got hurt. Never mind. But yeah, Noah's been sent down. I mean, so the starting pitching is a little up and down right now. The bullpen, same thing, a little up and down. If we take a look at their guys in the bullpen, Minter is looking pretty good. Jansen's looking pretty good. But when you look at guys like Will Smith, he's not off to a great start. Or his ERA is fine, but his FIP is really high. Newcomb, not great. Jackson Stevens, no. Spencer Strider, he's been fine. Thornburg, he's actually been okay. Colin McHugh, ERA 7.5, but his FIP is 2.25. So I feel like the bullpen isn't fully clicking yet. They got some guys doing pretty good, but they got some other guys that are not really all there yet. I just feel like the Braves, they just haven't hit their stride yet. They're not really fully there. But yeah, for right now, I'm going to go number 18 for the Atlanta Braves as of right now. That could definitely change very quickly. Let's go to their opponent in the World Series last year, the Houston Astros. Again, a team, they did have the walk-off today with Jeremy Pena. That was awesome. I mean, I think this guy's a legit Rookie of the Year candidate. Hey, man, I'm all about it. Jeremy Pena, let's get this guy Rookie of the Year. I want Steven Kwan because that's who I picked for Rookie of the Year. We gotta get that Rookie of the Year for Steven Kwan. Come on, Steven Kwan, help me out, get my prediction right. But Jeremy Pena, man, he's playing really well. Had the walk-off today, but overall, the Astros, tough series with the Blue Jays. Very tough series with the Blue Jays this past weekend. A hard-fought series. Blue Jays winning 2 out of 3. The Astros had the last laugh. But with the same kind of thing, the Astros, like the Braves, they're just not fully clicking yet. They were 23rd in offense coming into today. The defense, though, has looked really good. They are first overall in defense, so the Astros, they're definitely playing some fundamental baseball out there. If we're looking at the starting pitching, Houston right now, 28th in starting pitching right now. They're not getting a ton of innings from these guys. They got to start picking up the pace. If we're looking at these guys in the rotation right now, Verlander's doing fine, 1.89 ERA. His FIP is around 2 runs higher, so keep an eye on that. Framber Valdez, he's been, fine. He's been okay. 4.5 ERA, 3.73 FIP. Luis Garcia, they've been okay. They're just not really putting up amazing numbers. No one has over 10 strikeouts per 9 in this rotation. Framber Valdez is walking a ton of guys. So they're not fully clicking when it comes to the starting rotation. If we take a look at the bullpens right now, Houston, they rank 16th in FIP. If we take a look at just the WAR overall, Houston is, where is Houston? They're, again, 15th overall. So with Houston's bullpen, Montero's looking good. He hasn't given up 1 run this year. Neris, he's looking good. Javier's been great. He hasn't given up any runs. So they got some guys here that are really performing. Presley, he's got 3 saves. But these other guys haven't really been doing a whole ton. Like Blanco, he's given up some runs there. Oh, we got a super chat coming in. Braves top prospect, Ronald Acuna, just got called up to AAA. Looking forward to see the ball player he can turn into. Jared Cole, solid super chat, my friend. Yeah, that was another thing I, definitely forgot to mention with Ronald Acuna. I got to say, man, I've been using that Ronald Acuna, that tweet, with the one with Freddie Freeman that he did, where he's like, I never said that, with the clown faces. I've been using that, man. It makes me laugh, man. It's the perfect picture. Like, if I said something here on the stream and it ends up being completely wrong, well, I can just go put the Ronald Acuna picture out there. I never said that. So gets a nice laugh every time. But yeah, Ronald Acuna, man, only a matter of time before we see him back again. Looks like he's doing pretty well. So the game is better with Ronald Acuna Jr. in the game. As for the Astros, again, they got players that are doing well. They got some players that aren't doing very well. They're just not fully clicking as of right now. If we take a look at Houston's schedule for this coming week, don't forget Monday nights, me and Josh, we do the week ahead where we preview the upcoming week. That way I don't have to really do it so much on this. I can just kind of focus on everything that's happened up to this point. So tomorrow night, every Monday night, we can talk about the week ahead. So that way I'm not having to put it all into this week or into this stream. So we can kind of, it's like almost breaking it down into two separate shows. But I will point out for the Astros this coming week, they got 4 games against the Rangers. So again, very, very hard fought series with the Blue Jays, losing 2 out of 3, but every game was separated by 1 run. But they got a nice series against the Rangers coming up, and then they got the Blue Jays again next weekend. So going to be in Toronto there, so it's going to be interesting what players are going to be able to play. Just because of the whole vaccination thing, guys that are not vaccinated, they won't be able to go to Toronto. So interesting to see who is not going to be able to make that trip. But They got a nice series coming up with the Rangers. That's going to be in Texas. But for right now, I got the Astros coming in at number 17. Them and the Braves, kind of right around the middle right now. They just haven't fully hit their stride. So we'll have to wait and see how that goes. Coming in at number 16, rounding out the bottom tier here, or the third bottom tier. Who do we have here? Oh, I got the Chicago Cubs. I mean, hey, pretty tough series there. I mean, they did put up a whole ton of runs yesterday against the Pirates, but they lost 3 out of 4 overall. If we take a look at the rankings when it comes to the Chicago Cubs, they do rank 6 in offense. Granted, they just scored 21 runs yesterday, so that's probably a little bit inflated, but I don't care. I'm looking at what you do over a whole season. I'm not going to micro-analyze stuff like that. I'm looking at the whole picture. If you put up 21 runs, perfect. Hey, great. I'm not really looking into it because you'll have those people who will be like, oh, well, they're only ranking this high in the offense because of that one game they had. Well, whatever. They did it, so I'm looking at it. But 6 overall for the offense as of right now. If we take a look at the defense, they rank 9th. So the Cubs, they are getting offense. They are getting defense as well. The only problem with the Chicago Cubs, the pitching overall, the starting pitching, 23rd. We got to get some more there. And if we're taking a look at the bullpen with the Chicago Cubs, the bullpen is actually looking pretty good. They rank 12th overall. The Cubs were doing really well. They have been losing a little bit lately. They're 3-7 in their last 10. So the Cubs, it'd be nice if they can flip the script this coming week. They got a very good run differential. Again, they did just score 21 runs, but I don't care. So want to just highlight some of these players so far with the Cubs. I mean, hey, Seiya Suzuki, man. This guy, the last time we saw a guy, an offensive player, come over from Japan, it was Ichiro. The last player from Japan, offensive player that I can think of, unless I'm just going completely blank on someone, I mean, that was hitting this well, was Ichiro. And Seiya Suzuki is Bobby Hideki Matsui as well. But yeah, Seiya Suzuki. Like, when I'm talking about, like, what I mean, let me be a little more clear. When I say, like, you're one of the top hitters in the game, like, Hideki Matsui was really good, but he wasn't, like, top of the league kind of good. Like, Ichiro won the MVP in his first year. Seiya Suzuki is right now a legit MVP candidate. Like, he is just doing amazing. And then, Ohtani. What the heck am I talking about? Oh, my God. Wow. Did I really just go blank on Ohtani right now? Never mind. Oh, that was an embarrassing moment. Anyway, Seiya Suzuki, just forget everything I just said. My goodness, I'm going completely blank over here. Seiya Suzuki's doing really good right now. Let's just say that. So, looking at him, he's hitting .372, .517 on base percentage, .721 slugging, 4 home runs, 13 RBIs. I mean, what else can you say about Seiya Suzuki? He's doing amazing. I mean, 241 WRC plus. Athletics, I need to put the clown face on right now, man. I gotta, please put the clown faces in the chat right now. I deserve all the clown faces. I just went completely blank on Shohei Ohtani. Yeah, give me a break. It's the first power rankings, all right? Give me a little bit of a break over here. Clown faces in the chat. Everyone, clown faces in the chat. I deserve all the clown faces. I just completely forgot about Shohei Ohtani. I kind of want to go run in front of a car right now. I'm not even kidding. Good grief. Anyway, Seiya Suzuki, yeah, he's doing really good. As for the other guys on the Cubs, Nico Horner, Wilson Contreras, these guys are playing well. Ian Happ. I mean, look at these guys, man. I mean, they're getting some bats. They just need pitching. So if we're looking at the pitching right now, the Chicago Cubs. Here we go. Let's pull this up here. Oh, man. Look at all the clown faces. I absolutely deserve all the clown faces. I completely forgot about Shohei Ohtani. I hate myself. Here we go. So, Kyle Hendricks. Hendricks is actually doing pretty good. Stroman? No, not really. Nope, FIP isn't very good. His xFIP is fine. 3.31 xFIP. You know why I'm probably thinking why I completely went blank on Ohtani right there. It's because I just made a video about Ichiro, and I'm like just so like, I just read so much about Ichiro this past week. If you have not seen my video on Ichiro, make sure you go check it out after this stream. But yeah, so when did I post that? That was, I think I posted that on Thursday. So yeah, go check out the video that I did on Ichiro if you haven't seen it. So, but with the Cubs, not a whole lot right now with the starting pitching. You know, they're doing fine. You know, they're getting stuff from Hendricks. They're getting stuff from Smiley. Steele was looking pretty good in his first couple of starts, but I mean, overall the numbers kind of just whatever. Stroman, you would kind of want to see some better numbers right here. I don't know, but as for the bullpen, let's take a look at this bullpen. Keegan Thompson, he's looking pretty good. 1.92 FIP. Man, Efros, he's looking pretty good. They're definitely getting some production out of this bullpen. The FIPs all look really good here, except for these guys at the bottom. Jesse Chavez, Rucker, Roberts. Their FIPs are not looking good at all, but everyone else is looking pretty good so far. So for right now, I'm going to go Cubs at number 16. At number 16. So here we go. Let's get into the 11 through 15 tier. Coming in at number 15, I got the Marlins. Hey, they've been pitching, man. I love me some pitching, and they are pitching their butts off, man. Let's go take a look at the offense, though. Looking at the Miami Marlins offense, they got the 11th best offense as of right now. Hey, man, they're hitting. So taking a look, Jazz Chisholm, he's off to a great start this year. He's playing good defense as well. Gotta love it. Jesus Sanchez, he's off to a great start. Hey, Jazz Chisholm, man, could this be an MVP candidate? He's hitting extremely well. He's stealing bases. He's playing good defense. Hey, let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Do you think Jazz Chisholm is a legit MVP candidate? I actually would love to know what you think. I'd love to know what you think. So, but Joey Wendell, he's playing solid. Brian Anderson, he's getting some pretty decent numbers here, 429 on base. So they're getting some offense. They're getting some offense. So taking a look at the pitching, though. Actually, looking at the defense. They have the 4th best defense right now. 4th best defense for Miami. Man, you got to love it. And the starting pitching is 9th. I mean, I'm just saying, look out for this Marlins team. They're doing pretty good. They're doing pretty good. As for the bullpen, that is where Miami has a bit of a weak link. 28th overall. They're not getting a whole ton of innings. Only 50 innings overall. The strikeouts per 9 is at 9. Walks are low. The FIP is fine at 3.85. So they're just not producing a lot of innings as of right now. So keep an eye out for that. But Miami, I think they're really solid as of right now. If we take a look at where they're at in the standings, you know, they're 7-8. They're 6-4 in their last 10. They've won 2 in a row. They just took out the defending champs. You know, the Braves made it interesting there at the end today, but the Marlins held on for the win. So you got to love it. Really liking what the Marlins are doing. It's a quiet team right now. You're not really hearing a lot from them, but it's kind of that time in the season where it's the beginning of the season. You know, you're not really seeing any separation right now. Could Miami be one of those teams that ends up maybe being a legit wild card team? Right now, the offense looks good. The pitching looks good. The defense looks good. So, and they got prospects. I think Miami could be a dark horse. So look out. So for me, they make the 3rd tier for the first power rankings. So coming in at number 14. Hey, this team's been fun. They've been a fun team, and I just had an amazing potato brain moment with Shohei Ohtani. Hey, Shohei Ohtani and the Angels, they're coming in at number 14 for me. They've been a fun team this year. 9-7 right now. They're doing pretty good. I mean, when you kind of look at everything, you know, starting pitching is maybe meh, kind of a little up and down. But right now, the Angels, they got the 5th best offense. When you look at the defense, though, they're 26. So they got to start playing some better defense out there. So let's see if that can improve. If we take a look at the starting pitching, it's weird with LA because they're not getting a ton of innings. Not a lot of innings. They're only at 24 innings. If we look at innings pitched, right now, they are only 21st when it comes to innings pitched. They got good numbers, but they're just not getting a ton of innings. So looking at the guys right now, Ohtani, he looked really good his last start. Syndergaard is actually off to a really nice start, but he's not striking out a lot of guys. So keep an eye out for that. Sandoval, he's off to a pretty nice start. Detmers, he still looks like he's trying to figure it out, but the FIP looks pretty good, 4.47, a 3.83 xFIP. And you got Jose Suarez and Lorenzen that are trying to figure it out. So Ohtani, Syndergaard, Sandoval, they're looking good, but we're going to have to see these other guys start picking up the pace at the back end. If we're looking at the bullpens, right now, the the Angels bullpen, it's not looking all that great. So, taking a look here, Aaron Loop, Yogi Dude has become a member. What is going on, my friend? How are you doing, Yogi Dude? Thank you so much. Hello. But Aaron Loop, he's doing good. Great pickup for them. Raisel Iglesias, he's been doing great. Other than that, you got a lot of other guys. The numbers aren't looking too great. Herget, 6.43 ERA. Bradley has not been performing at all. So Tepera's been fine, but if you take a look at Tepera, though, he's giving up a lot of home runs, 2.35 home runs per 9. So, but his ERA looks pretty good. His FIP is not looking too good. So it looks like the bullpen, they're still trying to figure it out a little bit. So, but I like what the Angels are doing. They're just, you got Trout and Ohtani, man. If those guys are healthy, and then Rendon as well, I think Rendon, just a matter of time before he starts busting out. So let's take a look at the offensive numbers here. Trout leading the way. He's got 4 home runs. He's just doing what Mike Trout does. Brandon Marsh is looking pretty good. Hey, Joe Adell hitting a grand slam today. You got to love that, man. Got to love that. Tyler Ward, he's off to a pretty nice start himself. And looking at Ohtani is actually off to a slightly slow start with the bat, but he's hitting some home runs. He's got 3 home runs and 9 RBIs. So, hold on one second. There we go. So, the Angels, they're getting plenty of offense right now. They rank 5th overall. The starting pitching, it's kind of, you're not getting a ton of innings out of the starting pitching, but the numbers look pretty decent. The bullpen needs to do more. So actually, I think if the starting pitching can do more, take a little pressure off of the bullpen, I think that's going to end up being really nice for the Angels. But for me, they come in at number 14. Hey, I don't know. This is where maybe we see some controversy a little bit. I'm going to Oakland, man. Maybe I'm just a little enamored by this team. Maybe I'm just a little in love with this Oakland A's team, but they're just playing good baseball, man. I really like what Oakland's doing. They're 9-8. They got a +9 run differential. And, I like what Oakland's doing. And they rank pretty well when it comes to their numbers. Well, I'm just looking at the numbers here. If you look at Oakland right now, the offense is kind of whatever. They rank 19th, but they're getting some pretty nice starting pitching. And actually, the defense, they have the 2nd best defense right now. They got really good guys out there in the field. So look out for that. But starting pitching, they're actually getting good starting pitching right now. They're 6th right now in starting pitching. They're getting a lot of good guys. Here we go. Taking a look at the bullpen. Where are we at? So the bullpen does need to do more, but I do like the 10 strikeouts per 9. I like the ERA of 3.19, the FIP of 3.31. Pretty nice numbers overall, but I want to pull up these starting pitchers because, again, Oakland, they rank 6th in starting pitching right now. what I like about Oakland right now is that these guys are just making their starts. They're not putting up like amazing, flashy performances, but they're just making their starts. Frankie Montas, who knows what ends up happening to him, whether if he gets traded or not, whatever. He is really pitching well right now. Paul Blackburn's pitching well. Jeffries is pitching well. I mean, Cole Irvin's been fine. The FIP is a little high. I don't like that. Adam Oller, he's been kind of whatever. But I really like what Montas, Blackburn, and Jeffries have been doing. It's really nice. So I really like what Oakland's doing. The bullpen, it's been, could be better in some areas, but they're striking out a lot of guys, and their ERA and FIP are low. So I'm just saying, Oakland, and I just love their defense too. You got Pache out there in the outfield. You got these guys really playing hard, and I like that with Oakland, man. I really do. So, and they won today, ended the week with a win. You gotta love that. So, hey, for me, maybe this is a bit high for some people, but I'm going Oakland at number 13. Coming in at number 12, we got the Padres. Tough loss for them today. Losing pretty big to the Dodgers. Let's actually go to that game. But they are overall off to a pretty nice start. They're 10-7. It looked like Mcneil was just not having a good start today. But yeah, tough loss, 10-2. I think they lost 2 out of 3. They won yesterday and they lost on Friday night. So, but then when you go back to the Reds series, they swept the Reds, which, not amazing. But hey, they got a sweep. So they're looking really good. So, they lost, pretty bad to the Dodgers today. But they won a close game on Saturday, had the walk-off. You got to like that. But then today, yeah, Mcneil just did not have it today. Kershaw, he looked pretty good today. But looking at the Padres overall, they got some pretty decent numbers. They ranked 13th with the offense. If you look at the starting pitching, I got to close some of these tabs, man. The Padres are actually playing some great defense. They're 3rd overall in defense right now. They have 15 defensive runs saved. I believe that actually ranks 1st overall in the major leagues. 15th overall for the San Diego Padres in defensive runs saved. You got to love that. 1st overall with 15 defensive runs saved. Sorry. I got to go to bed soon, man. I'm getting tired. But with the starting pitching has been right now. Where are they at? San Diego. The 19th overall. The ERA. So here's the thing with the San Diego starting pitching. The ERA looks really good at 1.61, but the FIP is at 4.12. This is a classic case where the defense is doing really well and it's helping out the pitching a lot. So, but San Diego, they're doing enough out there with their starters. Taking a look here at the bullpen, San Diego, they're 16th overall. So they're kind of doing just pretty well across the board. They don't rank necessarily high except for defense. The offense has been fine. The starting pitching has been fine. The bullpen has been fine. It's the defense that's really helping them out so far. Tough loss to the Dodgers today, but overall the Padres, they are doing pretty good. Taking a look at some of these guys, Machado, he's off to a really good start. These are, MVP kind of numbers right now with the start that he's on. Profar has been hitting pretty well. Well, 239 batting average, but he has 4 home runs, the 11 RBIs, but he has a 368 on base, the 565 slugging. Eric Hosmer's actually hitting pretty well. 358 average, a 382 on base, 472 slugging. I really hope Eric Hosmer can keep it up for them, man. I really do. But Ha-Sung Kim, not too much, but he has been playing some pretty good defense out there. So Jake Croninworth, he's a little sluggish right now, only hitting 189, but he has an on-base of 343. I think he comes around eventually. So they're getting some other guys here, like C.J. Abrams had the home run. So let's see what he can do overall. Not a whole lot overall, but Jose Azocar, he's been hitting pretty well here. He's hitting 333 through 13 games. So, hey, the Padres, they're getting some decent bats, but let's actually look at the starting pitching here with San Diego. Again, Mcneil did get hit pretty hard today, but Musgrove is off to a nice start. I mean, besides the start for Mcneil today, he was off to a good start. Mackenzie Gore has been a breath of fresh air for San Diego. Darvish has been kind of just whatever at this point. Nick Martinez, I don't know. He's walking a whole ton of guys right now. Let's see if he can get that in order. But, for the Padres, it's, they're kind of, I don't think they're really fully there yet. I think they're not quite firing on all cylinders yet, but they have looked pretty decent across the board. Taylor Rogers has been good since coming over. Pierce Johnson, Steven Wilson have looked good. Lamet has looked pretty good. So, I mean, overall, I like what the Padres are doing so far. It was a tough loss today overall, but, for the Padres, hey, I'll give them the number 12 spot. Coming in at number 11, an exciting win for the Minnesota Twins today. Byron Buxton with the walk-off home run off of Liam Hendricks. He had 2 home runs today. I got the Twins coming in at number 11. Man, oh man. This Twins team, I think, could they make a run for this division? I think a lot of people were still thinking, oh, okay, no, it's going to be the White Sox. But, the White Sox, they're going to bounce back eventually, I think. But Minnesota right now, they're only 500, but they've won 4 in a row. Walk-off win today. That was a statement win. And I believe that was a sweep of the White Sox. So Minnesota, man, they're starting to, I don't know, man. I'm starting to think, could this team actually end up winning this division? To me, I was thinking it was a shoo-in for the White Sox to win it, but I'm maybe having some second thoughts right now. But let's take a look at the rankings overall. With Minnesota, not counting today, but they were 18th in offense coming into today. If we take a look at the defense for the Twins, nothing too amazing for the defense. If we look here, the Twins, they're actually 29th in defense right now, which is a little surprising because they have some good defenders out there. And you got Carlos Correa at short. He's a good defender. So, but the Twins, they're looking all right. I think their offense is just starting to heat up. But where the Twins are really strong is starting pitching. Who would have thought, the Twins starting pitching? They're getting some really good starting pitching here. Dylan Bundy through 3 starts, a 0.59 ERA, 1.72 FIP. Paddock has been really nice through his first 2 starts. Granted, he has a 5 ERA, but he has a 1.87 FIP. Ober's been pretty solid. Joe Ryan has been pretty solid. Archer has actually been pretty solid. Sonny Gray has actually not done all that great. So their starting pitching is actually looking pretty good. Give them some credit, man. Taking a look here at the bullpen, Minnesota, when it comes to relief pitching, that is something they're going to have to pick up the pace with. They are 27th in relief pitching, a 4.5 ERA, 4.65 FIP. But hey, they're on a nice little win streak here. That's what kind of bumped up the Twins for me in these power rankings. I think they could have definitely been a little bit lower, but this win streak that they're on, a good win today, walk-off win, that bumps them up to the number 11 spot for me. So here we go. We're going into the top 10. Hey, man, I'm wondering how much longer this is going to last. And actually, I could see some people maybe putting them up a little bit higher. But, hey, the Colorado Rockies, I'm going to put them at number 10. I got to give it up for the Rockies right now. They're 10-5, 6-4 in their last 10. Their pitching isn't doing all that great, but they're really driving in some runs. Taking a look at the offense for Colorado, they're 14th overall, hitting .268 as a team. Not bad, but taking a look, the defense surprisingly has not been, where are they? 22nd overall. So that defense was really good last year for the Rockies. They were one of the best defenses, but they have not been the same kind of defense this year. So I'm wondering, Trevor Story was definitely a big part of it, but I don't know. You'd think, man, like they would fall off this much just by losing Story. So, but 22nd with the defense. So let's see if that can get any better. Colorado with the starting pitching. They're ranking 11th. 11th with the starting pitching for Colorado. So, and actually with Colorado, they've won 2 in a row. Let me close out some of these tabs here. So today with Colorado, they got some good pitching as well. Cole got the win today against the Tigers. Hey, man, they're just kind of doing a lot of things well right now. Here we go. Let's go to Colorado. So Gomber, hey, this was the guy that came back in the Arenado trade. He's doing pretty good, a 3.29 FIP. Cole, like I said, he had a good start today. He's actually doing great. Senzatella, ERA is a little high, but the FIP is 3.54. Freeland, his ERA is high, but the FIP is 4.3, so I'm not too worried about him. German Marquez, believe it or not, has not had a great start to this year, so it's good that these other guys are really stepping up, and hopefully Marquez, he can bounce back soon. Taking a look at the bullpen. Colorado's bullpen is 18th, but I do like the 3.68 FIP, so give them some credit there. And I got to say here, if we're looking at, Colome, I know his ERA looks high, but his FIP is 3.62. So I wouldn't worry too much about Colome. But Bard has good numbers this year. Chacin has really good numbers this year. I mean, yeah, the 6.75 ERA, but he's not giving up any home runs. The FIP is 2.09. Kinley is doing really well. I mean, look at Kinley right now. 12.79 strikeouts per 9. Good-looking FIP. Hasn't given up a run. So they're definitely getting some guys performing in this bullpen. So, but Colorado, what they're doing well at, they're just winning games. And they're just winning. So you got to love it. I like what the Rockies are doing right now. They don't rank too well in a lot of these numbers. So, yes, they have the 4th best record on here, or the 4th best win percentage. But with Colorado, because their numbers don't necessarily rank all that great, or they don't rank better than some of these other teams, I'm just going to put them at number 10 for right now. So Colorado coming in at number 10. Can they stay in the top 10? That would be amazing. That would be amazing. If the Rockies can, I'm just saying, in the offseason, who was the one telling you, look out for the Rockies? It was me. But let's see if they can keep it going. So I need to see at least another month before I can really start buying into this Rockies team. So coming in at number 9, hey, good win for them tonight. Good win for them tonight against the Phillies there. At number 9, I have the Brewers. The Brewers got off to a bit of a slow start there, but they're starting to do a little bit better here lately. If we take a look with the Milwaukee Brewers, they're 7-3 in their last 10. Well, actually, now, let me refresh this. They should be... So they're at double digits. They're at double-digit wins now. They're at 10-6. They're 7-3 in their last 10. Hey, Milwaukee, man, they got some great pitching tonight. Lauer, 13 strikeouts tonight. You got to love that. So, Steve Anderson, my friend, we got to stop the spamming, my friend. Moderators, where are you at? Where are you at? So, taking a look here, Milwaukee's offense, it's kind of the same thing as last year. 26 in the offense. We got to get that going. Rowdy Tellez, I mean, this is your best hitter, and he's hitting 227. He's got a 122 WRC plus, but, I mean, what are we doing here? This offense is abysmal, but where the Brewers have been really good, they play great defense, and they're pitching 3rd overall so far. I mean, they're just getting great starting pitching. Their staff right now at 2.10 ERA. Well, actually, that was this past week. Let me pull up here. Milwaukee, overall on the year, they are 13th overall. So that is, hold on here. That's the bullpen. Okay. So, was I looking at, oh man, I think I might have made a bit of a goofy goof. Ah, man, I was looking at the whatever. I was looking at this past week's starting pitching numbers. So, whatever. That's okay. So, for the year, Milwaukee is ranking 13th overall. They got a 3.82 ERA, 3.78 FIP. But this past week, Milwaukee's rotation has looked really good. Hauser's looking good this year so far. Woodruff got off to a bit of a slow start there, but his FIP is 2.95. Corbin Burns, reigning Cy Young winner, once again, looking very good. Peralta, his ERA is high, but the FIP is good. So Lauer, his numbers coming into today were kind of whatever, but 13 strikeouts tonight. That looks really good. Ashby, not a whole lot from him so far. So, but yeah, I'm liking what the Brewers are doing with the starting pitching, and the bullpen is second overall. This bullpen has been great. Looking at this bullpen, Hader is Hader. What else can you ask for? 7th in saves. This guy's amazing. Trevor Gott, he's been doing good. Boxberger, Cousins, Milner. Devin Williams, surprisingly, is not doing all that great. So they're getting some of these guys here. Ashby, in the rotation, has not been giving you a lot, but in the bullpen, he's been giving you outings. So they're just pitching really well, and that's, it's kind of the same thing as last year. They're just not really hitting, but they're pitching and they're playing defense. So we're going to have to wait and see what the Brewers end up doing with that offense. But for now, hey, big win tonight for the Brewers against the Phillies. Close win, winning in the 9th there, but that's what hey, when you got great pitching like that and you can just keep that team at bay and all you need is a sacrifice fly, hey, that's what the Brewers do. So, but they get the number 9 spot for me. Coming in at number 8, hey, the Tampa Bay Rays. The Rays, man, hey, hard-fought series with the Red Sox this past week, but Tampa, they're looking pretty good, man. Once again, they're flying under the radar. If we take a look at the offense, they are 9th overall in offense so far. If we take a look at the defense, the Rays are middle of the pack, 15th overall. I'll tell you right now, I was watching Wander Franco in the field yesterday. Like, the guy is a wizard. He's amazing. Like, what the heck? Okay, first off, when Wander Franco came up there in the 9th, I thought the Rays were going to win it in the 9th, to be completely honest. Like, I'm thinking, oh, man. And then Franco came up. I'm like, man, this guy's been playing great defense. This guy's just going to he's just going to hit a bomb and win the game. So, ended up being Kiermaier in the end, getting the walk-off home run. But Franco's defense yesterday, he was making just some stupid plays out there, man. But you got to love that. So, Tampa Bay, good defense so far. The starting pitching, they ranked 9th overall this year. I mean, man, McClanahan, he looked pretty good today. Fireisen yesterday, he was fine. He only threw a few innings, but the bullpen ended up taking over. Kluber looked fine the other night. He didn't really go too deep into the game, but the Red Sox ended up winning that game. But Tampa's starting pitching, they're 9th overall. So if we take a look at the oh crap, I think I clicked out of it. I gotta click out of some of these tabs though. Oh wait, I'm so sorry. I'm looking at the relief pitching. I'm sorry. Tampa's relief pitching is 9th. Let me go to the starting pitching. I'm so sorry. Ugh. It's almost time for bed, everyone. 21st overall for the starting pitching. But like McClanahan, like I said, McClanahan looked pretty good today. Fireisen was fine in the opening spot. Kluber was fine the other night. But I really liked McClanahan today. Obviously, as a Red Sox fan, I did not like it. But this is what Tampa does. They're never going to rank great when it comes to starting pitching. You're never going to get a lot of innings out of them with the starting pitching. So, these kind of numbers look pretty good. The FIP looks good. The ERA is fine. The strikeouts are fine. Tampa Bay is always going to be kind of middle of the road when it comes to starting pitching. The funny thing with McClanahan today, I believe he went 7 innings. Let me actually pull that up here. I think I think he went 7. I could be wrong. No, he went 7. No, he did. And he struck out 7 too. I think that's the longest a Ray has pitched this year. So, but and the bullpen, obviously, we got to pull up the bullpen. Like I mentioned earlier, they're 9th overall. Here we go. So, I mean, that's what you're gonna get with this Rays bullpen, man. You know, Beeks has looked good. Kittredge was unhittable when I went to the game yesterday. Springs was unhittable yesterday. Brooks Raley has been looking good. Like I mentioned, Fire Eyes, and he had the opening spot yesterday. Even someone like Phoenix Sanders. What a great name, man. Phoenix Sanders. What a great name here. Dustin Knight. Phoenix Sanders and Dustin Knight. That's, man, those are some incredible names. But they're getting, I mean, look at all these guys that they've already thrown out of this bullpen. That is nuts, man. So I like Tampa. To me, they are still the favorite for that division. I know the Blue Jays are looking good, but I don't know. Tampa, until they lose, that's who I'm going with. So they are number 8 for me. Coming in at number 7, speaking of the Blue Jays, I have the Blue Jays coming in at number 7. They won 2 out of 3 against the Astros this week, but suffered the walk-off loss today. So with Toronto, if we're taking a look at the offense, they are 10th overall. If we're taking a look at the defense, the Blue Jays, where are they? Blue Jays. They are 23rd overall, so not a whole lot of defense. They do have 8 defensive runs saved, so that is pretty nice. If we take a look at the starting pitching for Toronto, where's Toronto? They're 10th overall when it comes to starting pitching. So I feel like lately this starting pitching has actually been looking really good. Gosman looked good at Fenway the other day, man. Man, he was giving up some hits, but he was just not letting them get anything going. He was giving up hits and whatever, but he was stranding runners. He was looking really good. Kevin Gosman, man. He looked really good. Stripling has been fine overall. Manoah's looked pretty good. Kikuchi, 5.25 FIP. It's whatever, but you know he's the number 5 guy. Ryu is hurt right now. At least I think he is. Is he back? So no, he's ramping up his throwing program. Okay, so that was yesterday. So not back yet. He should be back probably in a couple weeks, or a few. Let me know. I can't remember the timeline that they said about him coming back. But 10th overall with the starting pitching. Who's the other one? Oh yeah, and Barrios too. Barrios is actually off to a pretty slow start. So he's not keeping his walks down. 4.76 walks per 9. He's giving up home runs too. 2.3 walks. So, but yeah. So with Toronto, if we go back to this past week, I think they're just going to start firing soon. I think it's just a matter of time. We take a look at what they did this past week. Again, they did lose to the Red Sox there, but then they took the next couple. So, and then, going to Fenway is never a tough job, or it's never an easy task. It's always a tough job going to Fenway. But then again, hey, taking it to the Astros, tough series. Again, lost today, but it was a close game. So I'm not really going to go too deep into that. But pulling up the offense yet again. Here we go with Toronto. Vlad, I mean, if anyone had any question if Vlad was going to slow down, well, there you go. He's doing really good. 5 home runs, 11 RBIs. I'm at this point, I'm thinking like, man, is this guy is he a lock for MVP? It's like, come on. Teoscar Hernandez, he's hitting well. George Springer, I feel like he's doing a lot of good stuff right now. He's out there in the field making plays out there. He's doing stuff with the bat. Not a whole lot, but he has a 509 slugging, so that's pretty nice. And he's got 3 home runs. Even Danny Jansen, he's only played 3 games, but holy cow, look at the 1,500 slugging. What the heck? Max Chapman, he's been fine, hitting 269, 333 on base. Espinal had a home run yesterday, I believe. So that's nice to see him getting involved. So, or was that today that he hit the home run? I can't fully remember off the top of my head. But the offense, I feel like this offense isn't fully quite there yet. which is kind of scary to say. But the one thing with Toronto is where are they at with the bullpen? Toronto. They're 14th with the bullpen right now. ERA looks fine, 2.69. FIP is 3.58. 8 strikeouts per 9. You would like to see more there. The walks are fine. So, yeah, Ethan's Tech World, that is one thing. You know, I do wonder if the Blue Jays maybe try to go after a left-handed bat somewhere. You know, I wonder. Maybe at the trade deadline, could they look for a lefty bat? Possibly. But the bullpen has been fine. That was a weakness of theirs last year. So, you know, nice to see that they're ranking better this year so far with their bullpen. But for right now, I'm going Blue Jays at number 7. At number 7. That doesn't mean that they're like, I'm going to tell you right now, just, you know, for anyone joining the power rankings for the first time, any team that is in my top 10, they're really good teams. You know, like, to me, the teams that make the top 10, you can make an argument for them being anywhere in that top 10. So these to me are the top 10 teams. So just because I have the Blue Jays at number 7 doesn't mean I don't think they're one of the best teams in baseball. To me, when I look at my top 10, to me, at the end of the season, whoever is in my top 10, any of those teams have a clear shot at winning a World Series, you know? So for me, it's whoever makes my top 10, that's what matters. Where you put them in the top 10, that's up for debate, you know? But for me, I'm going number 7. I'm going number 7. Number 6 here, before we get to the final tier. Oh, I got a super chat coming in. Jimmy Productions, $1.99 super chat. How am I supposed to get excited about the Nationals? Just wait for some prospects to come up, man. Wait for some prospects. Wait for Strasburg. Patience, my friend. Patience. And just pay attention to the young guys, Jimmy. It's, you know, it's going to take him a couple of years. And you have Soto. He's going to heat up eventually. So, we're going to have to wait and see, man. But, Jimmy, thank you for the $1.99. Really appreciate that. Coming in at number 6. Was that number? Yeah, Blue Jays are number 7. Coming in at number 6, I have the St. Louis Cardinals. I'm telling you, everyone, I really like the St. Louis Cardinals. Really liking them. They did lose to the Reds today, but they are looking pretty good so far this year. They're 9-5. They're 6-4 in their last 10. They're not really giving up a whole lot of runs. Let's look at the starting pitching first. Where is the starting pitching? St. Louis, man. They're 11th in starting pitching. You got to love it. And let's go over here to the bullpen. St. Louis, they're 21st. But here's the thing with St. Louis. Yeah, the bullpen ranks 21st, but they have a 2.06 ERA. Why? So why are they ranked so low? Well, because they factor in FIP and XFIP. The Cardinals, they're not striking out a whole lot of guys from that bullpen. Walks are, 3.4. That's around average. Home runs, 0.7 home runs per 9. But where this Cardinals team is so good is the defense. 7th overall in defense right now. They are a really good defensive team. We all know this. So they can get away. Some of these pitchers can really get away with some stuff because these guys can just field the ball. But the St. Louis Cardinals offense, Nolan Arenado has been absolutely fantastic. Nolan Arenado, I really think this guy, he could be on his way for an MVP. He has looked like a different guy. He's just looked like is this something about, I don't know, like if he was just going through some injuries the last couple of years or what? But this guy is on a mission this year, man. He's hitting .392 with a .456 on base, a .784 slugging. This is a ridiculous start. I mean, this is nuts. Look at these numbers. They're ridiculous. His BABIP is really high at a 429. So I think he does come back down to earth a little bit soon. But, I mean, the Cardinals, man, other than him, though, they do need some guys to start stepping up. Edman is hitting well, so that is one guy. But, Pujols, funny enough with Pujols, in 7 games, he's hitting over 300 right now. Pujols is putting up numbers like he did, like the old Pujols. Bader's not quite there yet. DeYoung is not there yet. Goldschmidt has been really slow so far to start things off. They're not getting a whole lot from Tyler O'Neill right now. Nolan Arenado is carrying this offense right now. So, and Edman as well. So, they're not scoring a whole ton of runs, but the pitching is really helping them out. But the defense is really helping them out too. But the starting pitching is ranking 11th overall. Jimmy Productions, the Giants need a big bat. Yeah, the Giants, I wonder if they do end up going out for a bat eventually. But the Giants are looking pretty good. Let's see where they land on my power rankings for this week. So, but taking a look at the Cardinals, the starting pitching has actually looked really good. Miles Mikolas, man, he's off to a great start. He has a 2.17 FIP. Steven Matz, a 2.21 FIP. So don't just look at the ERA with Steven Matz. His FIP is a lot better. And he's got 11 strikeouts per 9. Wainwright is still solid. Jordan Hicks, he had an opening start. Only pitched 3 innings, but he looked okay. Dakota Hudson, he's one of those guys where he's really going to benefit from the defense. So his ERA is fine, but his FIP is high. But because of the defense, and he gives up a lot of ground balls, they're really going to help him out. The starting pitching looks great right now for the St. Louis Cardinals. And the bullpen, again, they're taking advantage of the defense. So the Cardinals, they're just playing their own game right now. This is the way they play. And they're not gonna switch it up. They're gonna rely on that defense. They're gonna do what they need to do on the mound, but they do need some of these other guys to start hitting. They can't have Nolan Arenado carrying this offense all the time. So they got to have some other guys step up. So let's get into the top 5. Coming in at number 5, man oh man, the Mariners have looked pretty fun lately. Let's take a look at the Mariners lately. They've won 3 in a row. They're 8-2 in their last 10. They're off to a really nice start. Seattle right now, if we take a look at the offense, St. Louis, or not, God, I got to go to sleep. Seattle is the number 1 offense right now, ahead of the Mets, ahead of the Guardians, ahead of the Dodgers. The Mariners right now have the best offense. Let's take a look at what these guys are doing. Ty France, this guy, I'm not hearing anything about this guy. Why? I don't know. But this guy is hitting, man. Nolan Arenado's putting up some good numbers, but look at Ty France. He's hitting 356, a 441 on base. He's got 4 home runs. Look at J.P. Crawford. This guy has a 560 slugging. Everyone's thinking with, J.P. Crawford, this guy doesn't really have a bat. He's more of a glove kind of a guy. Well, holy cow, this guy is hitting this year. Eugenio Suarez, he is feeling like he's right at home in Seattle. Tom Murphy's hitting. Adam Frazier, not really a whole lot with the slash line, but he's got 7 RBIs. These guys are hitting, man, and they don't have Julio Rodriguez hitting right now. Jared Kelenic is not really doing anything. Where is Jared Kelenic? Actually, Jesse Winker is off to a really slow start, but he has a 355 on base. So, where's Jared Kelenic? Oh, there he is. So, Kelenic, he's off to a slow start, 167 average. He's got a couple home runs, but I don't know, man. Kelenic, I hope he starts picking it up. I hope he does. Let's go take a look at the pitching. And with the Mariners, actually, they rank 13th in defense, so playing some pretty decent defense. With the starting pitching with Seattle, as of right now, not ranking too well. But the 3.18 ERA looks decent, but the FIP at 4.66 does not look all that great. Taking a look at Seattle, Logan Gilbert, man, this is a guy I said in my stream before the season. I said this guy could break out. Like, he did well last year, but I wouldn't consider it like a breakout year. He's really pitching well. 0.54 ERA, 2.43 FIP. Robbie Ray, his numbers are not looking all that great, so we got to get Robbie Ray going. Matt Brash, He's got some filthy stuff, but it looks like he's still trying to put everything together. Not a whole lot of strikeouts overall. He's got over 6 walks per 9. ERA of 4.2, that's fine, but a 5.49 FIP. So they need more starting pitching. Taking a look, Seattle, their bullpen, once again, looking great. Ranking 11th overall. They're winning. Some of these guys are just killing the ball. I mean, the Mariners are looking really good right now. So for now, the Mariners, they get the number 5 spot for me. I'm liking what the Mariners are doing right now. So for the first power rankings of the year, the Mariners have made the top 5. Coming in at number 4, I got the Yankees. The Yankees, man. Hey, we talked about the whole thing with throwing stuff onto the field. You can't be doing that. You can't be doing that, but the Yankees are playing some good baseball right now. There's no denying it. They're 10-6. They just swept the Guardians. They're 7-3. They're playing some good baseball, man, and you really can't take away. Their pitching right now looks amazing. The offense is still trying to get its act together. A bit of a slow start as of right now for some of these guys. Judge is not clicking, but Rizzo, he's got 4 home runs. He's got a 381 on base and a 510 slugging despite the 235 average. DJ LeMahieu, I think he actually had a pretty good game today. He's hitting 298 on the year. That's nice that DJ LeMahieu is back to hitting. He was kind of not really doing all that great last year. Kiner Falefa, man, he's off to a great start with the bat. He's hitting 298 with a 340 on base. You're not going to get a whole lot of slugging from him, but hey, Kiner Falefa, man, this guy's doing really good so far. I really think he's going to end up being a really good Yankee, man. I really do. Here we go. Let me actually pull up the Yankees box score today. I mean, they blew out Cleveland today, man. Garrett Cole looked great today. The starting pitching is just looking amazing. And Cole, it was nice to see Cole get a good start. He had a bad start last time. But Garrett Cole, man, looked like Garrett Cole today. So they're starting to come around with the bats. The pitching is amazing. Nestor Cortez, he's looking really good. And actually for the Yankees, they're playing better defense than they were last year. They're 14th overall in defense. I mean, that's what happens when you put guys like Kiner Falefa at short instead of Gleyber Torres. The starting pitching ranks 8th overall right now. Again, Garrett Cole, Nestor Cortez, Jordan Montgomery's looked good. Severino has looked good. They're still working him back. But Nestor Cortez right now, he's been the guy. He's got 14 strikeouts per 9, under 2 walks per 9, a 1.15 ERA, 1.30 FIP. They're just doing really good there. And the Yankees bullpen continues to be a really good bullpen. I mean, Michael King is out of his mind. How many strikeouts did this guy have the other day? How many was it? Like 8 or 7? Let me go to that game log. Jimmy Productions with another super. He had 8 strikeouts in 3 innings. What the heck was this guy doing the other day? Jimmy Productions, $1.99. How my MVP picks Wander Franco and Francisco Lindor. We're going to talk about Francisco Lindor in just a little bit. Let me actually go pull up here. I got to close out some of these tabs, man. Let's see. How is Franco looking? I actually didn't pull up Tampa's offense. Franco is looking really good. He's hitting 367, a 371 on base, a 667 slugging, 212 WRC plus. Franco, man, this guy is out of his mind. He's so good in the field. He just hits. Man, I definitely think he will have a shot at MVP. Dude, I'm all about it, man. Wander Franco and Vlad Jr. going at it for the MVP. Jose Ramirez in that conversation too. Mike Trout in that conversation. Shohei Ohtani. Man, oh, man. So, do we got Wardy in here? Where's Wardy? Did Wardy come in? I'm not seeing anything. Wardy, if you're here, my friend, hello. But Wander Franco, he's doing great. Jimmy Productions, thank you for the $1.99. But as for the Yankees, they're pitching great. The starting pitching looks great. The bullpen is really solid. Michael King is just a madman. The offense, they're starting to come around. Donaldson had a home run yesterday. Man, I think Glaber had the walk-off yesterday. I think Glaber had the walk-off hit. So I really love what this Yankees team is doing. As a Red Sox fan, I hate it, but you can't deny that this team is looking really good right now. So at number three, you know, I kind of went back and forth on this. I might get some hate here. I might get some hate here. Oh, I'm already waiting for it. You know what? Do I want to make a last-second change? It's tough. It's basically, it's like a tie. This spot is really like a tie. You could put either team here. I really struggle with this because it's basically a tie. I'm going the Mets at number 3. I'm going the Mets. I know some people are going to get mad at me for that. Wardy, if you're here, I know you're going to kill me. I'm going to go number 3 for the Mets. I'm going to go 3 for the Mets right now. It's basically a tie for number 2. It's basically a tie. It was a tough call. And I'll tell you why. The Mets are looking really good. It's Lindor. Thank God this guy is hitting, because I think Queens was going to collapse if he did not start hitting. But he's off to a great start, hitting .305, a .408 on base, .576 slugging, a .189 WRC plus, playing good defense out there. You got to love what Francisco Lindor is doing. This is what he was brought to New York to do. So good for him. Eduardo Escobar, off to a solid start. He's been a great signing. Brandon Nimmo continues to get on base. You got to love Eduardo Escobar. 422 on base. Gotta love that. Jeff McNeil, back to being Jeff McNeil. James McCann is not doing a whole lot with the offense, but he's playing good defense out there. So even look at Travis Jankowski. This guy's hitting for him. Starling Marte, he's not doing a whole lot, but he's giving you some speed. 3 stolen bases, 0.4 base running. So they're you know, you got to love it. Mark Canha, he's got himself a 410 on base. Got to love that. He's hitting well, 324 average. If we take a look here, we got another super chat coming in. Flox, $1.99. What a great call. Flox, my friend, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Oh, look at a little phone emoji. I'm glad the phone emoji pops up in these little, what do you call these? The little donation animation or whatever you call it. So with the Mets, on the defense, they rank 19th overall. So I definitely think the Mets as a whole could improve when it comes to the defense. So let's see if that can get a little bit better. The starting pitching with the Mets, they rank 2nd. And they're getting more innings. I love what the Mets are doing when it comes to the starting pitching, man. This is what they need. Tyler Mcgill, or is it Siler Mcgill? Or is that what they're saying? Siler Mcgill out there. This guy's pitching his butt off, man. Man, with Jacob deGrom going down, you got to love it, man. You got to love it. You know, honestly, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this in 1 second. I just saw someone post something in the chat, and I'm going to do it in 1 second. So, taking a look. Tyler Mcgill, great start for him, especially with DeGrom going down. Scherzer, looking like Scherzer. Carrasco had a great start the other day. Bassett's been really solid. This is what the Mets needed. They needed guys to just make their starts. That is what they needed. You got to love it. Love what the Mets are doing with the pitching. So, as for the bullpen, the Mets bullpen, as of right now, they are ranking 20th overall. That's, could get better, but they're not bad numbers by any means. They're getting 11 strikeouts per 9, 3.39 ERA, a 3.34 FIP, 3.14 xFIP. Good numbers across the board. I'd like the walks to come down a little bit. The home runs giving up, they're actually ranking pretty low when it comes to home runs given up as a bullpen. 22nd overall when it comes to home runs given up. So I'm, maybe kind of nitpicking here. Tyler Madsen, thank you for subscribing. If there is anyone else new, consider subscribing. So, but taking a look here, the Mets, they got to improve with the home runs, and the walks could come down a little bit too. But overall, this Mets bullpen is looking really good. It's looking really good. So, and the bullpen is looking good. The starting pitching is looking good. The offense is looking good. It's, again, you could go 2, 3. I could even could you make an argument for number 1? Possibly. I don't know. But for me, it was a close one. I'm going 3 for the Mets. I'm going 3. Modified SMG. Trust me, the MLB Power Rankings tomorrow will somehow still have Giants below 5. They hate us out in San Francisco. Hey, man. Hey, I see this Giants team, man. They're looking good. They are looking good. Let's get to the Giants. Perfect segue. Modified SMG. I am going with the Giants at number 2. I think we all saw who was going to be coming at number 1. But Giants, for me, do come in at number 2. And here is why. Here is why I have the Giants just like a tiny bit ahead. For me, with the Giants, they're ranking kind of middle of the road with the offense, while the Mets do have the second best offense. But the Giants, they just find a way to they just find a way for this offense to just work. If we take a look at the Giants right now, I believe Jock Peterson actually had a good game today. But Brandon Belt, not a whole lot going on with the batting average right now, but he's hitting home runs, he's driving in runs, he's getting on base, the slugging looks good. Joey Bart, we still need him to kind of get it going, but he is playing good defense out there. Jock Peterson, it feels like everywhere this guy goes, he just helps you win, man. So I think the offense has room to improve. I just feel like a lot of different guys are contributing, and they're coming up in clutch moments. And let me actually pull up here right now. Wait, hold on. That's not the right one. Here we go. Let me go to this one. So San Francisco, as of right now, they rank 7th overall in the win probability category. So, and if we actually go take a look at WPALI, the Giants rank 8th overall. So remember last year, they were a pretty clutch team last year. And once again, they are proving to be pretty clutch as well. But for the Giants, where I'm just really liking the Giants, they're just pitching. I mean, the Mets are pitching too, but I really like what the Giants are doing. The Giants have the better FIP right now at 2.37. And the xFIP is a little better than the Mets as well. The ERA is a little higher than the Mets, but I like looking at FIP. That's where I go to. They're getting more strikeouts. I do like that. San Francisco right now, Rodon is doing amazing. Alex Cobb, the FIP is below 1 despite a 4.82 ERA. Logan Webb, fantastic start. Desclafani, yeah, his ERA is high, but his FIP is low. Alex Wood, he's doing good. I like what's going on here with San Francisco. I like it a lot. And if we take a look here at the bullpen, another super chat coming in. Jimmy Productions, $1.99. Hot take. Logan Webb wins Cy Young and Rodon number 2. Huh. That'd be interesting. I mean, honestly, if Rodon can just stay healthy, he would have won it last year. If he pitched that whole year and the pace that he was on, he would have won it. So, yeah, Matthew, I'm telling you, just because of these power rankings the way they are right now, this could look really different next week. The Mets could be number 1 next week. Who knows? So this is the first one. So it's kind of like everything could look so different in the next week. So, but as for the bullpen, San Francisco, as of right now, where is San Francisco? They rank 19th overall. So do like San Francisco. They're a little bit better than the Mets when it comes to the bullpen. The ERA is lower than the Mets, 1.78. The FIP is a little bit better than the Mets. The xFIP is higher than the Mets. So, again, it's kind of one of those things where The Mets are better in some places. The Giants are a little better, and with the starting pitching and the bullpen. Right now, I would go with the Mets offense. I definitely would rather have the Mets offense right now. And then I think you can pick or choose when it comes to just the pitching. I really think you can kind of just take your pick. But for me, I just like what San Francisco's doing. They're on a 3-game win streak. Just swept the Nationals. Granted, it's the Nationals, but hey, they look really good doing it. So, bit of a higher run differential there than the Mets. I don't know. I kind of just went with San Francisco. I don't know. I like what they're doing over there. So, with the Mets in San Francisco, I think you can go either way for number 2 and 3. I basically just flipped a coin, if that really makes anyone feel better. It's like, you can go either one. But actually, here's what I'm going to do. Real quick, I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to go into the chat. I'm going to put up a poll. Who or what team should be number 2? And I'm going to put Mets or Giants. Let's see what you guys think. All right, I have put a poll in the chat. I think it's, wait for it to come up. There it goes. All right, the poll is up. Let me see. Oh, man. 54 votes. Oh, man, the Mets are in the... Oh, boy. You guys are going hard for the Mets right now. I love it. I love it. Oh, man, let's see. We almost got 100 votes. Right now, it's at 64% for the Mets, 65%. Yeah, it's looking like the chat has spoken. The chat has spoken. We have reached 100 votes, 66% going to the Mets. So, hey, I could go either way. I could do the Mets at number 2. I could do the Giants at number 2. To me, it's basically a tie. I'm looking at a tie, basically. But I can understand why people would go for the Mets at number 2. The offense is doing better right now. The pitching is looking really good, too. Maybe the Giants are a little better in some spots, but I could see it. So, but overall, I just like what the Giants are doing right now. But I like what the Mets are doing, too. So, but either way, coming in at number 1 is the Dodgers. What else is there to say? This team is just looking really good right now. They beat the crap out of the Padres today. Freddie Freeman with a home run today. Mookie Betts had a pretty good game the other night. I mean, what else is there to say right now? With the Dodgers, they are ranking, or that's not 4th. They're 4th overall when it comes to their offense. They just rank well in everything. Freddie Freeman, he's off to a great start with his new team. Gavin Lux. Here we go. Gavin Lux. Can we get this guy just finally on track for just a full good season, man? Hitting 250, a 378 on base. The on base looks really good. Chris Taylor, he's been solid. Bellinger, looks like he's starting to kind of get back to being Bellinger a little bit. Trey Turner, he's been hitting great. Barnes, he's been fine. Where's Mookie Betts? Mookie Betts, he hit good the other night. Looked like he had a pretty good game the other night. Still not quite there when it comes to his overall numbers, but overall, the Dodgers offense is looking pretty good. If we're looking at the starting pitching, they rank 7th in starting pitching. Let's take a look at these guys. Heaney, off to a great start. He hasn't given up a run yet. Kershaw looked really good today. Gonsolin's been really good. Urias has been good. Buehler he's been fine. I mean, his ERA and FIP are in the 4s, but whatever. Tyler Anderson, ERA is fine. FIP is high, but everything looks pretty good for the Dodgers when it comes to their bullpen, or for their starting pitching, and their bullpen is 3rd overall. What else is there to say? They're just playing really well everywhere. Let's actually look at how they're doing when it comes to the defense. The Dodgers right now rank 11th. They're just, I think, the most well-rounded team right now. They're hitting well. They're playing good defense. They're pitching well, both in the rotation and in the bullpen. I mean, what else is there to say about this Dodgers team, man? They're so good. I mean, look at this. Third in the bullpens. Hudson has looked really good this year. My goodness, 6 games, hasn't given up a run yet. Anderson's actually been pitching out of the bullpen more. So I was just looking at him in the starting rotation, but he's been looking good. Kimbrel's been looking good. He's got 3 saves. ERA is at 3, but his FIP is at 1.09. So, hey, they're just getting guys performing all over the place. So, to me, the Dodgers are just the easy pick for number 1. Not just because they have the best record, and granted, they're also 8-2 in their last 10, but the numbers are just really good all over the place. So the Dodgers, for me, they're the easy number 1 pick for me. So going over everything, I'll just go over the top 10 real quick. I have the Rockies at number 10, the Brewers at number 9, the Rays at 8, the Blue Jays at 7, the Cardinals at 6, the Mariners at 5, the Yankees at 4, the Mets and the Giants, I'm going to call it a tie for 2 and 3, wherever you want to put them. And the Dodgers coming in at number 1. JM 1231, $2 super chat. Ty France for AL batting champ. Hope all is well. Yeah, we're just looking at his numbers earlier. He's looking really good, man. He's looking really good. I hope he keeps it up all year. That Mariners team, man, they're my pick to win the division. So we'll see where they end up going. But everyone, these are my power rankings for the first time this season. I'm sure there's a lot of disagreements. I'm sure there's teams that could move up, maybe some teams that could move down. I know I'm upsetting Mets fans by putting them in the 3 spot. I'm sure the Mets will be right there in the 2 spot next week. But honestly, I got the Mets and Giants basically tied. So some surprise teams here. You could have the A's here at number, 13. I mean, it's kind of weird to see the A's that high. We all thought they'd be in the bottom tier, but they're playing well. Kind of weird to see the Astros, the Braves, the Red Sox in the 16 through 20 tier. Really weird to see the Phillies and the White Sox down in the 21 through 25 tier. Man, it's still kind of weird to see the Rockies in the 2nd tier right there. But, yeah, this is what we're doing. So, either way, this is what I'm thinking for the first week of Power Rankings. We do this every Sunday night. We had a great turnout for the first Power Rankings this year. I really appreciate everyone coming out. Everyone, please, tomorrow night, me and Josh, we will be here live tomorrow night. Look around maybe like 8, 9 o'clock, somewhere in that range. He has work and whatnot, so we got to kind of, line up our schedules. But be on the lookout there. I would love for more people to come out to that weekly show that we're doing. We're just looking at the week ahead, looking at some series coming up. We give some predictions on who's going to, perform the best and whatnot. We just kind of talk about what's going to be coming up for the week. So, but everyone, I am going to get on out of here for the night. I got to work in the morning. My weekend is coming to a close. But I want to thank you all for coming out tonight, the first Power Rankings of the year. We'll be back for Power Rankings next Sunday and every Sunday for the rest of the year. So for the rest of the season. But everyone, I hope you have a great week this coming week. If you have work or whatever, I hope you survive the Monday tomorrow. But be back here tomorrow night where me and Josh talk about the week ahead. That's all I got for tonight, though, everyone. Thank you. And also thank you, everyone, for the super chats tonight. Really appreciate it. But yeah, have yourself a great night, everyone. And I will see you all tomorrow night.